still doesn't help connect to the customer, to the client, to the person who's in the marketplace, who's looking for what it is that you have, and who wants to decide whether or not they're going to support your business or the next person's business. And so today, which was fantastic, so many tools we learned about, ways that we can maximize our exposure. One of the challenges, however, that I see day in and day out, not just working with my clients, but also in the classroom, because I do teach as well. One of the challenges that I see is that the vision and the mission are not connected. And so in this book, Seen and Sustained, which this is not a marketing moment for Seen and Sustained at all, but what we've done was we took the vision and the mission and said, let's connect them. Let's look at your vision statement, which is at 30,000 feet. And it really is unattainable, it's unachievable, it sounds far-fetched, it's way out there. And let's make sure that when we talk about our mission, which is what we're doing today, that it resonates positively and realistically with your end user, with whoever it is that you're trying to connect with.
One of our co-authors, Molly, gave me a really great way to remember what's the difference between a vision and a mission. Because you see vision statements, you go out and look at companies' vision statements, and it looks almost like a mission statement. It's like, that's what they do, isn't it? And she said, add A-I-R-Y to the end of both of them. So you have a visionary. What does a visionary think about? They think about big, lofty, unattainable ideas that just, all that kind of are sometimes all over the place. And like Aki says, they're probably, in some respect, unattainable. But that's really what you want to do. And then the missionary is what? The missionary is the person that goes into a country, into a place, and does. So what are you doing today? And does it relate, not necessarily exactly to your vision, but how is it tied together? So that when you think about what is it that you're doing, it's taking you towards that vision. You may not ever reach it. And if you reach it, it probably wasn't big enough to start with. Because the idea for a vision is to be so big that you can't really reach it, and it really doesn't tell you how to reach it. Your mission is that how.
So one organization that I work with is an international adoption organization. And just imagine this vision statement. So that every child has a forever family. Wow. That sounds like, wow, that's great, right? But do you think every child? I mean, not just children in Somalia and children in South Africa and children in South America, but every child, even children next door to you, where you live in your community. Maybe you're thinking, I wonder if their family really gives them the support that they need. I wonder if they really are being nourished and cared for in a way that's going to help them develop into a citizen who would be positively contributing to society. And so every child, that's very far-fetched. It is probably unattainable, but it's something to strive toward. And so then your mission, though, because that vision is so that every child, and because there are so many intellectual folks out here who are saying every child, I mean, what's the total population right now? Are we at 8 billion? What are we at? Are we at 8
How many
billion
children
almost in
are
the
there?
world?
Yeah.
And how many children are there? And what is that population in each of these countries, right? But when you say, okay, so how can we change that on the mission level so that if there's a donor, if there's someone who wants to support my organization, I heard someone earlier saying, how can I give to your nonprofit organization? I've got this pot of dollars. And I want to make sure that with this program that I'm having, that I have an outlet for that. So how are they going to make the difference? Are they going to say, well, yeah, so that every child has a program, yeah, that's good, but what are you doing right now today? What is your mission today? And if your mission is something that connects on the heart, on the ground level, then it's so much easier to understand. It doesn't have to be laced with fluffy and beautiful words. It just needs to make sense. I sit down with people every day, and the vision statement